Hello, my name is Dominic Dorsey, and this is my project portfolio. I'm currently enrolled in Full Sail University, getting my associates in applied science and audio production, which I do plan on re enrolling and getting my bachelor's in audio production, and hopefully starting a career within the audio world. So today I'm gonna be presenting my PowerPoint on my project portfolio, my industry case study, and information that I found and people that inspired me to do what I do. So first things first, I do want to say, my career goal would be to be a music producer and recording engineer. That is that is something that I fell in love at a very young age. And it's something I want to continue doing. I used to rap a lot when I was younger, until I actually got into the recording aspect of things and the editing and the engineering and, the whole nine of actually making the record. That's what really transitioned me from wanting to be a rapper to now wanting to be a producer. I do a lot of hip hop and R&B music, so in that world we call them super producers, somebody who can mix, master, just kind of, jack of all trades, somebody that does everything within the music industry, within a recording studio. That's something I really inspire to be. Um, but the dream and why. I started recording and rapping at the age of 16. I never played any instruments, but I've always loved to create music. I love listening to music. I just like the art form of it. I started learning how to make beats at the age of 22. I definitely had some problems when I first started because, like I said, I never learned any instruments, never learned music theory, none of that stuff. So it was definitely hard starting out. With making beats when you don't know where to start. Um, which that also brings me to the next point. If anybody's watching and they are inspiring to start making beats and start doing the back end aspect of things, take your time, learn. There's information out there. We're in the world of technology. YouTube is a great source. I like to say that I graduated from YouTube University because I learned a lot of recording and mixing techniques strictly just from YouTube. Other people that do it, and and are on there just teaching people. So definitely use your resources. Another thing about my dream and why I learned a couple different DAW softwares and recording techniques, and like I said, I just fell in love with the art form of creating something from nothing. With that being said, the career description that you can anticipate with a music producer and recording engineer is someone who works not only with the artists but with label executives as well, which why you need to be able to be a people's person as well. Well versed in editing, recording, and mixing audio projects, and understanding of a multitude of studio software and hardware. You're going to go, if you do get into this industry and into some of these big name studios, you're going to see a whole bunch of software and hardware that you never used or seen before. But one thing that you can almost guarantee is that it's going to run very similar, like something you have used before. So that's why being well versed is very, very, very important in this kind of career. So related careers that I found regarding music production and recording engineer is a vocal tuner. That's just somebody who is skilled at vocal mixing and technical aspects of vocal mixing and uses auto tune software to do that. Auto tune is something that's very prevalent, making its way, especially in the type of music I make, hip hop, R&B. Auto tune is something that's definitely a big part of work of the music that we hear. Even if you don't know it has auto tune on it, it probably does. It helps create or fix one mistake that a great singer could do. So that way you don't have to, redo or try to punch in one line just to get it on key. Some education and training related to it. Some formal training with accredited institute is definitely really beneficial. Technical, audio, vocal processing knowledge, account management, meeting deadlines, and interpersonal personal skills. Like I said, you have to be able to be a music or a people's person to be able to communicate with these artists and labels and A&Rs and all these people within that's within the music industry or working on a certain body of work. Salary information I found is about $48 an hour or about $92,000 a year. Like I said, this is on average. You can't automatically expect to make it, but the money is there. Another career that I was looking into is audio for video games. I've been a video game player when I was a kid. Video games is something that used to consume my life next to sports. So I always was interested in how they were putting these sounds and soundtracks and stuff like that together for video games. If anybody, I'm sure anybody in the audio world can say a soundtrack can make or break a project. So just definitely being able to get into that field, I think would definitely be something cool and be right up my alley. Education and training, once again, a degree or certificate in audio engineering or sound design is going to be very important. But the most important with any audio profession across the board is hands-on training. That is going to be your biggest asset that you can bring to any company. Some salary information about that, about $78 an hour or about $150,000 a year. Once again, this is on average. You can't expect to hop right in the field and make that kind of money, but the money is out there. Now, next, I want to go into two people that I found that are definitely right up my alley, doing things that I like to do, and I definitely respect their body of work. This first person is Seth Firkins. One thing that I did learn about Seth Firkins is that he's worked on a lot of music that I've heard, and I've never heard of the guy. But that makes me respect him even more, is the fact that, hey, I'm making, tons of money working with these big name artists, got a whole bunch of number one hits, Grammy hits, and you don't even know me. That's one thing that I liked about the aspect of being a music producer and a recording engineer, is that I can still make great records, great music. I can still make a name for myself within the industry without all the fame and all the glory, and still do what I love to do. Seth Firkins, who is he? He started as a tracking engineer, and then he worked his way up into being just a regular audio engineer. He worked with a lot of big name people within the rap and R&B community: Usher, Drake, Travis Scott, Jay-Z, Gucci Mane, Aaliyah. The list goes on. This man has body of work with a lot of people. Unfortunately, he did pass away in 2017. But if he was still alive today, I'm sure he would be working with a lot of these newer artists. My final thoughts on Seth Firkins. Can I see myself doing what he does? Absolutely. Working with artists, mixing music, making great music. That's something that, I definitely want to do, and I definitely love to do. Do I think my skills transfer over? Absolutely. It's something I do for myself alone. I put out music regularly. I got music on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. So definitely something that I do think it transfers over, and I definitely would like to start working with other people to help their dreams come true and help their vision come to life. The next producer I want to talk about is Timbaland. Now, this man, if you don't know this man, you might be living under a rock for real. Especially if you listen to any kind of rap, R&B. This man's career is long. He has an illustrious career. The people that he worked with, it's too many to just say on a recording on how many people he worked with, what kind of body of work that he's put out in the past. He's one of those people, if you hear a beat, it's Timbaland without him needing a producer tag. That's how great he is. And as I mentioned before, the super producer, that's Timbaland. He is a super producer. He mixes, he raps, he finds artists. He has his own label. He makes beats. This man is a beast when it comes to the audio world and the music world. And that's somebody definitely I inspire to be. Timbaland, he's just a little bit about his career. He started as a DJ, which a lot of people within the rap community back in the day, a lot of producers, that's where they started as a DJ. He was half of a hip hop group called Timbaland and Magoo. He was a member of the Bassment, which is a group. He also helped co-found SBI, which is Surrounded by Idiots, by another very famous producer named Pharrell. And then he also started his own music group called Mosley Music Group. Just some final thoughts about Timbaland and kind of his career and what he does. Can I see myself doing what he does? Absolutely. Like I said, being a super producer is somebody I inspired to be, which is why I took it upon myself to pick up all these skills to be able to achieve that same kind of success within the audio world. Do I think my skills transfer over? Absolutely. My skills transfer over. I'm not as good as him, but I do inspire, and I'm always going to work as hard as I can to get there. But other than that, I definitely want to thank you for taking the time and watching my project portfolio. It went a little longer than I expected it to be, but needless to say, I hope that you got some really great information about it and a little bit more insight on me and who I am and my goals and aspirations when it comes to my career within the audio world. But other than that, I really want to thank you for your time. I'm always open to any kind of feedback. Also, you could check my music out, DJ AY2X. I am on all platforms. But other than that, I want to thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.